Continuing coverage from Saskatchewan Place. What's at stake? Well, if you can get to the final, you have a chance in women's play to win $25,000 first prize money. If you get through to the men's final and win there, you take home $40,000. Both men's and women's semis are on the ice tonight, and in our featured men's semi, we'll look at Doug Harcourt. He's a former Saskatchewan champion, was at the Brier a few years ago. He's from Quill Lake, Saskatchewan. He's going to face a former Canadian champion in Vic Peters from Winnipeg. And with more on that game and all the games on the ice, let's join Lyndon Ray.
Well, you're right, Victor. This should be a fun night, because it's especially a long night for Sandra Schmerler and Ann Merklinger, because they qualified through C, Linda, so they're a little tired.
It could be that fatigue is a factor in those games. Ann Merklinger takes on Cheryl Coleman. I expect that game of the two women's semifinals to be the one with more rocks in play. You see the two Saskatchewan teams, Anderson and Schmerler, often play it more open. Then we have men's play, and we have a bit of an underdog perhaps in Doug Harcourt. Many people don't know him, but he's played great.
And I talked to Brad Height earlier, and he said, you know, Ray, that's a really good team, a very good team. And Doug's been to the Brier before. He's off to a good start on the tour. Peters, of course, we know he's a Canadian champion, but Vic really has changed his team. He's got David Smith, who is the top skip from Manitoba, playing at third, and David brings him that extra weight, that big shot, the weight that you need to clean things up with. Don Harvey was David's lead. Excellent, Carter. A new team, and he also loves lots of rocks in play, so we should see lots of offense.
So that's what's in store here on semifinal night at the Husky Oil Classic. And we'll begin when we come back to Saskatoon.
Canadian amateur sports is growing, and Husky Oil and their dealers are proud of their community involvement in university athletics, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and football, women's Super League curling, AAA baseball, alpine skiing, Western junior hockey, and local golf promotions. At Husky, we're proud to support our Canadian teams.
Husky, here in Canada, it's Husky.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make wireless phones with screens that are big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia. Connecting people.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Hey guys, looking for the definitive automotive symbol of your undeniable virility? Have we got a machine for you? Everybody needs a minivan from Chrysler.
We got real potato flavor in an instant.
More and more Canadians are finding new ways to serve up McCain instant mashed potatoes.
We got real potato flavor in an instant.
McCain, made from real potatoes to enjoy any way you like in just minutes.
We got real potato flavor in an instant.
So stir up real potato flavor with McCain mashed potatoes in the new resealable flavor lock pouch. McCain, real potato flavor in an instant.
Welcome back to Saskatchewan Place, and the semifinals about to begin. The two men's sheet you can see are right in front of us on A and B, and our featured game is on sheet A. Time to read the ice now with Ray, and it's brought to you by Nokia. And it's cold outside, and there's a slight dusting of snow, right?
Well, it's a good ice surface, Victor, but you know, a big element in this game is reading the ice. Now, let's talk about the curl, first of all. Around that center guard, you're getting about 2.5 to 3 feet from both sides. So it's pretty consistent. You'll see most of the play in this path area. Now, going around the corners, that's different on this sheet A. From the inside out, Vic Peters was telling me, Ray, it's pretty straight, but 1.5, you can hardly get into this area here. Very tough to get around these corner guards. Now, if you do go to the outside, but you don't, you just don't see this shot, you can get them buried, and it looks like it's about 2 to 2.5 feet around that area. But the problem on the ice surface is out here. There's a huge difference in the weight, so you don't see any play from the outside in when it's a corner guard situation. The weight change is very noticeable. It's A sheet, the sheet A. You need your A game. Watch this path here, this slide path. It will flatten out as the game progresses.
Need the A game on the A sheet. Huh?
You know, Vic, and we've talked about this a lot, and Vic Peters was saying, I talked to him just before, you know, after he practiced, in that the outside sheets both have been pretty similar, and they really have had trouble outside the middle of the 8 foot. Almost, he said, almost outside just the 4 foot. So we're not going to see a lot of play out there because it's just inconsistent, and we talk about it all the time. The players will play all the shots, but they, you know, when they lose a little confidence in being able to draw, they'll stay in the areas where they feel more secure.
Vic Peters playing the Red Stones will have the hammer, and so the first stone from the Harcourt lead, Brian Wempe, is top 4.
And he threw it right in. So that obviously will dictate this, a little bit of this play in this end.
One of the shuffles that Vic Peters made was acquiring this man to throw his lead stones, Don Harvey, who last year played for Kerry Burtnick, of course, in '88.
Okay. One shot.
So Don's been around a long time. You'll remember his sister Janet Harvey, of course, who's been to Scott Terma Hearts. He's been top ladies team in Manitoba for a long time. Carol Harvey has spent on that team, also spent some time doing some work with us. So the Harveys are all players, and Don's a good one. You see how straight that is?
It's fairly unusual to see Vic Peters play up and down, even in the first end. We saw that earlier in the women's quarterfinal. We see that more with, as I mentioned, Sandra Schmerler and her team, who like to play it open in the first few ends. But part of that, I'm assuming, Ray, is just the uncertainty with the ice. They have a bit of time to practice, but I guess they're still not as sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I was very surprised to see Vic not go up and throw up a corner, but or I don't. What do we call it now? Just off the center line corner? Or?
Off center corner, yeah.
Yeah, keep it up.
He said it's really impossible from the inside out to get around anything on the corners.
All right, Greg Harcourt, younger brother of Doug.
All right. All right. Clean. Bring it up a little. Yeah.
Well, Chris has been with Vic as long as I can remember.
Man they call Denny.
Well, yep.
Yeah.
Well, clean. Well, right off.
Baker from Gimli.
Oh boy. Throw it, Denny.
Well, in the men's semifinals anyways, the A event jinx did hold out. We have 3 C qualifiers and Vic Peters as the B qualifier on the ice in the semifinals. Funny how that happened, where you go along an A event and don't have a loss, don't play as many games, and maybe have a bit of a break heading into the playoffs, and a little lapse often occurs.
And maybe not to have the same kind of feel for the ice either, Linda, because you just haven't played as many games on it.
Yeah, a little more. Hang on. Okay, Doug? Yeah.
And in B event, the 2 teams did meet, with Vic Peters beating Doug Harcourt. 7-3 was the score in that game.
Now Chris is playing a corner. You can see where Vic is holding the brush. He's holding it a foot off the center line. I'm surprised that he's playing it over that far after hearing his comments.
Yep. Hard.
And that's covering the 8-foot, and maybe when it finishes a portion of the 12-foot. So, but if your opposition is going to peel it off, it's not going to matter.
Now, Ray, I know a lot of these teams do a lot of bonspieling, and it's always interesting at this time of year. There's been about a month of very solid bonspiel play, and I think it's interesting to see how many bonspiels teams play at this time of year and when they take their breaks, because often we talk about burnout with the number of opportunities the teams have to play. Did you chat with these two teams at all about the kind of spiels they're playing in?
Yeah, well, Vic's really been at it. He got a little late start because he works on the golf course and we had such great weather, so they didn't get off to the same kind of start that some of the teams did. But you know, that team I know so much better. But they've got a big program ahead of them. They're gone. That's why he was saying it's so important to win some money, because when you got to go home, you have to give Debbie some. Right?
No, that's only fair.
All the wives and family meet you at the door with your hands up.
Whoa! Take a look. Take a look.
There are many more bonspiels for men than women. That's why I was asking, because you talk to the women, and they often do what would be a bonspiel circuit, but it certainly isn't as many bonspiels as the men play.
Well, it's almost every weekend for about 6 solid weeks, that's for sure.
Playing the third stones in this first end. It's Peters against Harcourt, and this is the Harcourt third, Kevin Kaltoff.
That would be one of the larger swings we see in a curling delivery these days.
Another tuck delivery. Oops, there's the nose hit. Don't see that too often. Now, Vic said it was so difficult to get behind these guards. So let's see if you can. We'll watch to see how much ice he takes. It won't be very much, I don't think.
Dave Smith, the 94 Manitoba champion.
Yep.
David can do it all, and particularly he can throw the big weight. It was maybe one of the things that maybe caused him some problems the odd time when he was skipping, the tendency to overthrow some of his shots. But it's a plus now, I think, Linda, to have someone that can really, you know, pump it up and step it up when they have to. I didn't move very much. It didn't finish. I think you can see a little bit of it. Not a lot.
Oh, we don't need that. Yeah, right there.
Right on the edge of the stone.
So skip stones to come in this first.
Yeah, I know.
Doug Harcourt.
He was pretty well right there when he went by the guard, wasn't he?
The 94 Saskatchewan champion, played in Red Deer, finished her with a record of 3-8. And as Linda told you, was a late replacement for David Smith of Scotland, who, due to problems getting his potato crops in, or his potato crop, because of the inclement weather in Scotland and throughout the Isles, stayed home. And so Harcourt got the call, and look at this, he's got at least 10 grand in his pocket.
They've been bonspieling hard to follow up on what you said, Linda. That's this team. They're on the tour. You see them every weekend. They're out there banging away.
Much heavier than before. 3?
Yeah, I see. It might be 3.5.
3.5, didn't he?
3.5. 23 to 23.5. As it moves into that 8-foot, it digs in a little bit.
Room. Gotta go right to the back.
Room.
The only way you'll get it covered is to take it right to the very back. I heard Vic say.
Real hard. Every inch. Hard, guys.
But look at by what they're getting, how much they're getting by that corner. I mean, can't they tighten up a little bit on that? Maybe help themselves, or?
Well, he took a little less ice, I think, Vic, but it just won't finish. It won't move. It won't go there.
There may be the one way to get there, and you hate to start doing this, but this is where you start to play with the release a little, slide a tiny bit wide and put it back to try and get it to catch any of the natural curl on the ice. It's difficult to be terribly consistent with that, and Vic Peters would prefer to try and find a spot on the ice where he can bury more easily.
Yeah, I always found that difficult because the game is tough enough without me trying to add some kind of a... But they do. They will throw it over a bit and get it started. You hear Eddie and Wernick in particular, his team, talk about that a lot.
There's really 6 turns. You can throw the in-turn and out-turn cleanly, or you can in-out them and out-in them. Yeah, if you can do that every time, you're a pretty good curler.
Whoa, whoa. Look at that thing.
Looking for the blank.
Yeah. Hurry! Real hard. Real hard. Now.
Hurry. All right.
Well.
Okay,
He'll hit it right on the beak and sit there and force it take one. So Vic Peters will hand the hammer to Doug Harcourt. When we come back, it's men's and women's semifinal night here in Saskatoon.
Stomach upset? Pepto-Bismol's coating action helps soothe heartburn, indigestion, and upset stomach. Soothe things over with your stomach. Pepto lets you stomach it.
The Hammer, the best in high-performance curling brushes.
Hammer curling brushes have been a key factor in my team's success.
And the new Hammer XL is even better, featuring a lightweight fiberglass handle and double pivoting brush head that rotates to any degree while you sweep. The Hammer XL, the perfect angle in curling.
Make your last rock count with the Hammer XL.
A cough or sore throat? Aren't you glad you have friends? Like Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges. They even make nasal passages feel clearer. So try Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges with over 100 years of effectiveness.
Moving fast, cruising slow. When you're on the road, there's just one place to go. Husky, like a real good friend. People you count on time and again. No matter where the road may wind, we'll be there waiting down the line, giving you that peace of mind. Husky, here in Canada, it's Husky.
Sports Desk Weekends with Gino Reda, Lisa Bowes, and James Duthie. Canada's #1 national sportscast, Sports Desk on TSN.
The 1998 Husky Oil Classic is brought to you by Husky Oil. Here in Canada, it's Husky. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance. Chrysler Canada, we're not just building cars and trucks, we're building Canada. And by Nokia.
In the foreground, Rich Moffat, the Rideau Curling Club. In the background, R.Howard from Midland. Have met many times in Ontario tankard play, and they blank the first end, and Moffat has the hammer as they play in the second. Doug Harcourt now has the hammer after Vic Peters failed to roll out, get the blank. So it's 1-0 Peters as we go to 2.
Vic threw the first stone into the rings, top of the forefoot. And we'll have an exchange of stones.
Clean, clean, clean. Yep. Hurry, hurry.
In turn hit.
Good. Oh.
Is he a left-hander?
Very perceptive.
Aha.
We can't fool you even in the evening draw. Now, we were chatting a bit about this, Ray. Again, I'm a little surprised at how open both men's sheets of ice are at this stage of the game. Often we see more aggressive action earlier with these teams. And it could be the fact that in the evening they are less certain about the ice conditions. The building gets very warm during the day. The ice makers don't have a lot of time to condition the ice. And they may have a small concern in that area.
This was the sheet, too, that Kevin Martin played on this afternoon, and he left the ice very dissatisfied with but he talked mostly about the stones. His team did, and I don't know. We haven't seen enough of the sheet. I went down and talked to Vic, and he said, well, the thing he noticed about this sheet is that there's no question there's a huge difference on the weight when you have to draw on the outside of the sheet. That's number one. And it's very tough to get behind the corner guards with the inside out shots.
Just very surprising to see teams when there's a rock in the back of the 12-foot, for example, not to at least try to draw down to it, because there isn't a huge risk. You're not coming around a center guard where you're giving up everything if you don't make the good shot around it. You have lots of opportunities to get out of an end like that. But they are strictly hitting here.
Chris Neufeld, the Peters second, here in the second.
Hard. Right up. Right up. Right up. Okay. Okay, Denny.
There's $100,000 in total prize money for the men, and the winner gets 40 of it. These 4 semifinalists are guaranteed at least 10.
And actually looking at that page, maybe that's more my answer, is it, Vic? When you start to think of the money that's now at stake and nobody wanting to take a big chance and risk.
A bit more apprehensive, are you? I don't know.
Well, I was in the dressing room, though, before the game, and the guy, all the teams were so loose, and it's nice. I said to Vic, it's nice to have that 10 in your pocket already, isn't it? You guys seem pretty loose to me in here. Everybody's got 10,000.
That's good.
Now that 40 looms awfully big on the top of that page.
Yeah, it does that.
Let's wait.
Well, right off. Right off. Right off. Good throw. Wow. Okay.
Wow. Right off.
Shooter won't hang around, and it's wide open.
This is not a typical, I can't speak for Harcourt because I haven't watched him play enough, but this is certainly not a typical Vic Peters game. Granted, he doesn't have the hammer in this hand, so he's going to be a little cautious, but...
Easy. Easy.
Doug Harcourt sits in 4th spot on the World Curling Tour money list, and Vic Peters, he's at the 3rd spot. And that 10,000 will move Harcourt up substantially. And
good. Start
certainly keep Peters in position as they all vie to get to their championship. You have to finish in the top 20 to do so. So every dollar counts. Peters at 26.9 going in, and that's 36.9 now. So he'll be there for sure.
Real hard.
Hard. Hard. Hard. Hard. Hard. Get up by it. Or up to it at least. Come on. Come on.
Keep her going, Denny.
Come on.
Okay. Good sweep. Okay, Dave.
Now, who can use these?
Yeah, they did try the come around, and that one came up short. So there's now 2 guards for the Harcourt team.
Kevin Kaltoff.
Hard! Hard!
Now the guard is over a little bit closer to the center line, so you should be able to get this by if you can just hold it up here. If you sneak it by, you can sneak another point.
Oh, great brushing by Wempe and Greg Harcourt. And the brushing to get it by will drag it, and it'll stop back edge of the 8.
That's why I was so surprised to see Vic play that corner guard in the first end so far over, Linda, because if you keep the guards just inside the 4-foot path, you can get buried, as we just saw. That rock is totally covered.
Oh, wait. More room. Room. That's 8 now. A lot of room. Yep.
When they start to go, they really go. You got to be careful.
Hard! Right back. Hard, come on. Hurry. Hurry. Hard, 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 hard. Hard.
Good shot.
Back.
How much can they see of that, Lou?
Well, he's playing hack weight, he says, so he must feel pretty confident about making good contact with it.
Didn't get by the guard by much.
Yep. Hurry. 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 Hard. Hard line. Hard. Hard.
Again, it's up to Wempe and Harcourt to get it by.
Whoa.
Oh, by lots.
All the way over.
They avoid the jam to lie 2.
Nice shot. They almost straightened it up, I think. There's that fine line in there, you know. They really jumped on this quickly, and then they get off of it. You can see, you're right, Vic, it misses the guard by, what, 4 inches, 5 inches. But a nice shot.
Avoided the jam at the back and got a nice rollover.
All right. Hard. Real hard. Whoa. Well. Take a shot.
They took right on the edge of the stone for that shot.
You get the roll, but you can't get the double.
No, it's in double.
You can't get the well.
Yeah, I know.
What Vic Peters is hoping for is a chance with his last shot to get a nice roll to get out of this. That's something that Doug Harcourt has to think about as he considers a roll for his stone.
I find it without the movement in the Iceland, without that movement, it's so much more difficult to get the rolls, and to, you know, you jump on the sweeping quick and it runs straight and you get off of it and it just sits there.
This would be the kind of ice perhaps where our rules of the past might follow. That is that you may have to play the takeout from the inside out if you want to get the roll towards center line. Crossing the stone may be very tough.
Real hard. Hard. Hard up. Hurry up.
This is a lot less weight than Vic threw.
Oh, let it go.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Doug, have you over here?
Yeah.
Well, Vic can get out of this situation giving up the extra point if he hits this here and just gets a little roll over into this area here.
Just bumper.
Just bumper weight, you heard him say.
Bumper? What do you think of that ice with bumper? He draws curl from the outside edge of the button. It's getting over to.
We got to take a chance.
Well, you hear it from the experts.
Final stone for Vic Peters here in the second.
Wow.
Stay close. No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Hurry.
Whoa.
Whoa. Hurry.
Yeah.
Hard.
Hard.
Right up.
Oh, and it rolls out, and now it'll be a draw for 2 for Harcourt here in the second.
I think that makes the most sense.
Well, they were on it, then they got off and lost it, Linda.
Yeah, the center part of the sheet definitely will curl. That point I was making about having to play the other turn, that was more for the edges of the sheet. It's a tricky spot when you're on and off it. Just curled too much.
Right here?
A rollout by Vic Peters gives Doug Harcourt a chance to throw a draw right down the center. This is the place they like to play these open draws.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Hard. Hard, Kevin.
Kevin Kalthoff out as well.
That's done. Stay on it.
Good brushing, got that there. Lots of room.
Top 8 for 2 for Doug Harcourt from Quill Lake, Saskatchewan. He has the lead. Vic Peters will have the hammer when we come back to Saskatchewan Place in the Husky Oil Classic.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Another Nokia discovery. If technology is difficult to learn or program, most people won't. It's why at Nokia we make wireless phones that are easy to use. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia. Connecting people.
Guys, the newest member of the Dodge team, Lanny McDonald.
Hey, guys.
Lanny, there's your first customer.
This Durango seats 8. Four-wheel drive. Fold and tumble seats. Gotta see this. Ooh. Go for a ride? I'll drive. Do you know Dodge has the most powerful engine lineup around? Can I drive now? One more second. I just love to drive. How about now? Please be patient. Isn't it beautiful out here? Can I drive now? Isn't it a beauty? And that's how far you can go in a tank of gas. Can we go back now? And what? Miss my demonstration on roadside assistance? I've got a never-ending...
The 1998 Husky Oil Classic is brought to you in part by Air Miles Reward Program. Some of the best rewards are close to home. And Bridgestone Blizzak, now available in 2 tread patterns, Winter Biter and Ice Gripper. Blizzak, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
The women's semifinals are just underway. On sheet D to the right, Sandra Schmerler and Sherry Anderson, one team from Regina, the other from Saskatoon, and directly in front of us on sheet C, Ann Merklinger from Ottawa, Ontario, against Cheryl Coleman from the Calgary Winter Club. We'll keep you updated on those games as we make our way through this semifinal night.
How's weight?
Well, it's kind of interesting. The first stone coming up short of the rings on the center line. I think it was called into the rings.
Well, that'll work.
Now Vic is going around it, of course. And I think even if it had got to the top of the 4-foot, you would have seen a corner guard or a center line corner.
Brian, there's something wrong with that.
And the freeze.
Maybe you should be hitting that.
Back one.
You can see 3/4.
Hack's okay.
So a change. Play hack weight. Let's move it out of there.
What changed his mind?
Well, he looked like he was going to play the freeze, and I can see a little bit of it. There's enough movement, so let's get it out of there.
Brian Wempy.
Close. No. Yep. Your way, Kevin.
Perfect weight control.
Don Harvey. What does Harvey add to this team at the lead position?
Well, lots of experience for sure, and he's one of those terrific team guys. Doesn't say a lot, does his job. You know, similar to the Keith Fenton type of person, front end for a long time.
Way back.
He's got a good touch, good judge of brushing. Maybe stronger brushers in the world, but
Okay.
Good shot.
They're hoping that would be a little higher in the house, because as soon as it's into the 4-foot, you know that the opponent's going to try the freeze, even if the thrown rock in this case for Harcourt's team isn't shot rock. You're really closing down the house for the opponent.
Tight.
Greg Harcourt.
Tight. Okay, room. We got room now. Line's nice. Close. Room. Perfect line. Whoa, no bump. No bump. No. That's a good shot, Greg. Good boy.
It's nice curling.
It's exactly the way you explained it in reading the ice. This particular turn it works fine.
Yeah, going around the centers are fine. Just a little tricky on those corners.
Thanks, good. Hard. Real hard, guys. Hard. Okay, well. Hard, Danny. Shot, Danny.
Shot.
What do you think there, Victor?
Too close for me, to be honest with you.
There's no double. No.
Hit it on the nose, no double.
Here's what I want you to do, brother.
Yep. Now, last.
Who's older?
Doug is my understanding.
Hurry! Hard! All right, whoa! Got the roll yet? Whoa! Okay, yeah.
These are fun ends. These are the kind of ends you like.
Just T-line.
Just inside the edge of the 4-foot.
You can see the Yellowstone a little bit from the other side of the guard, but this is where you want to start to position stones if you're the Peters team and get them into a good angle into the button area.
A lot of room. I need it. Right here, then. A lot of room. Yep. Well, where is it? Hard, then. Easy. Right here, Donnie. Oh. Whoa. Oh, man.
Well, you heard Vic.
Okay.
You wanted it just short. The brushers thought they needed it. Do you hear the communication? You know, Don Harvey thought they needed it.
It seemed to slide a little more than others, and it didn't have the finish, perhaps.
Hard. Whoa. Line's good. Wait on lane. Whoa. Wait on lane. Lots of room. Lot of room. Ton of room. Oh, no bump, no bump. No, no.
Kevin Kalthoff.
No, not at all.
No bump.
Not at all.
None.
Not at all.
There more. Yeah.
None of these two teams played earlier in the bronze field.
And you can see the steal of 2 really stands out for Peters. That was probably the turning point, led him to the 7-3 victory. Peters going on to win in B event and Harcourt to qualify in C.
It's good.
Yep. Hard.
Dave Smith.
Hard.
Hey.
Real hard.
Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 Denny. No, no, I'm not doing nothing.
Yep.
Sorry. Good shot, my ball, Dave. Good throw.
Just got on it a little too early.
He actually, did he want to come across the face?
He wanted to get across the face.
And push it out the back the other side?
Well, just, you know, get across the face and get off.
Hack.
Let us stay at first.
When you look at these stones the way they are now, are you happy with the separation you've got on the stones and that kind of thing? Nothing's frozen.
Well, the separation is okay, but the angles for Peters isn't what he wanted. He wanted more of a roll on the red one, and there's a chance here if the Harcourt team can make a good shot that the Yellowstones are definitely in a better position.
All right.
No, they won't make it by Kevin Kalthoff.
He got to the center line immediately, so he must have thrown it inside.
For waste. Mine's good. Right tight or what?
I think top ring. Hurry. Good here. It cuts to here. It's a good shot right here.
Is that better?
This is
what
good
about
shot.
right in the corner of the
here.
yellow? How about the corner of the yellow one? Yeah.
After that big break, you certainly want to take advantage here if you're the Peters team.
Yeah.
Well, we guard this one. He pounds that yellow one, right?
Hi. So we bump it, he might just hammer this one on the outside. And then...
I like either here or into here is a good shot, like sitting right here.
Yeah, if we can get it there.
Let's play for here. Okay?
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, you got to either push one or the other.
Well,
no, that's the same line, isn't it?
Same lines, huh? You know.
Not really, because you could leave that one half open.
Well, I like this myself.
Victor likes this here. You heard him say though, if you do that, he might just hammer this one.
Play for here, Dave.
What's he trying to create here? What's he trying to do with this by putting it in that position?
There's two opposite things. If he's putting it where he's tapping the broom, he's guarding shot rock. If he puts it against the Yellowstone that we talked about, he's trying to set up a very difficult shot that even if Harcourt throws big weight at it, the shooter won't spill off, the one that David Smith would have been throwing.
Looks
this
heavy.
is strictly a guard.
Where is it? Clean. Yep.
Clean. Go to the
hard.
Except that it's deep, so they're going to try plan B.
Yeah, it's picking. Hard.
Hurry it.
Man. We got to keep our brushes down.
No, it's not. They said it was heavy, and then it looked like it caught something.
Wow. Ah.
Yep.
Right on.
Yeah, they're right on the nose.
Opportunities.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That ever cut?
Look. Yeah.
He'll throw this up.
Looking to make a double, maybe even a triple here. Can he get 3 reds?
Well, the double's the key because the yellow one's now guarded.
So get the 2 out of the 4 foot.
Yeah.
Yep. Hard. Hurry. Whoa. 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 Yep. Hard.
Oh, it's moved on him too. And he punches it right through the hole.
Well, that was a mistake in brushing. It's easy to say from up here, but once it starts to go, you really do have to stay with it.
Come on! Hurry, hurry, hurry!
It's still not bad.
Still not a bad situation for Harcourt.
Still not bad.
Curled a little too much.
Shot you got is right here.
Yeah, but he's got a no-brainer.
I know, but we're not.
Just a fraction of an inch from the perfect shot.
Guard it. That.
Hard line.
He just throws a peel at that.
Line's tight, hard.
I mean, I got to either. This is the shot. Then he just hits that. What, you can see that yellow and we're dead. Go to the back one. Why no?
This is the stone they're talking about here.
Wow.
Can drive that back.
What if you put it here?
How do you get there though, Dave? Holy mackerel! I gotta come here.
Then he's hitting half of this and.
Yeah. What do you like, Denny?
What about this?
I think I go to the back one, even tap.
This isn't a bad shot. We can get right up here this way.
I like that.
Still got the same shot. He's got it. Right?
Yeah. Well.
Let's go to that back one.
Although the red is shot rock, they're concerned
How
about
much
second
more
shot,
heavier?
the yellow one that's in front of it, that it could be tapped back onto the red one.
Well, with the shot that Vic's playing, there's no
Well,
question
you
you
know,
could
I
tap the
gotta be
front
there.
one back.
You think anybody throw anything here in practice this far?
What do you think of that one off the tee line, the 8 foot, and the hit double and try to back it up and into the words of the butt? Too much of a circus shot?
Just try to get the line on
Well,
the
it-
nose,
You know, it's there, Vic. But
No, I'm not even
you
thinking
can
free.
come across here, back up here, but.
Hurry! For line! For line! Hard! 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 Whoa, whoa, yeah. Hard! Jesus. Hard! Hurry! Hurry! Whoa! Whoa, whoa!
Well, that really moved.
Yeah, I think would have been perfect. Yeah. Right at the end there. We bumped that straight back.
Starts to make the big move here, and it really goes. They just get it by the front one, actually.
Just enough to get shot is perfect.
Well, they swept very hard just to get anything out of this shot. This end has them scratching their heads a little bit about the ice and some of the things the Stones have done.
Oh, yeah. No, draw. Where were we? I don't even remember. I think you had out here to go. And I had to cruise to one there.
Just going to touch it back, touch the Yellowstone back.
This is about where they were throwing. Should be close. Yeah. Yeah, a little more. Right. Kevin had about 3 inches more than that. No way, they seem to be breaking.
What's he trying to do? Just tap up the...
Just touch it back, Vic. Just touch the yellow back. He makes a good shot here. It's been very difficult for Mr. Peters to get a point.
Line's really good.
Hurry!
Gotta go hard!
Hurry! Hard! What do you mean?
Wow. Whoa.
We going here?
They're being fooled a little bit, that's for sure. Well, you can see if he'd been able to get that, just wait till David moves out of there. If he'd be able to just to tap that one back, he was in good shape. However, at this point, the shot rock is right here.
A little more.
Peters trying to catch the full 4-foot here
Try that.
for 2.
Okay, that was just through, eh? It was just through, eh?
Halfway to the hat.
This may be the best 9-hour series of my life on circles.
Don't use them all up. We have a few games left this year.
Like about 70.
I would have thought a little bit less, like trying to...
Wait till that third draw during the Briar, and they turn out like squares.
Draw for 2. A tough draw. He's got to catch them. And this is the area of the ice that's very difficult to play in because some of them will hold, and then when they come into the 4-foot path area, they'll break.
Oh, then
Yep. Hurry.
hard.
Take a look now.
Hard.
Line's real good.
Oh, hard. Got to be there.
Hurry.
Hard, hard.
Don Harvey, Chris Neufeld closest to the stone, dragging it as far as they can. Have to have full 4. And they'll put it back button for 1. Certainly they'll have another look. And they might want to bring out the stick, although it looks like it's red. Kevin Kaltoff having a look from up top.
Lucky. Hack weight. That's hack weight out there, huh?
Certainly looks red to me.
It's 2.
It's 2, says Kevin Kaltoff. 2 for Vic Peters. That was an interesting end of play. Peters Harcourt. 3-2. Peters up.
My daughter is a ski instructor and has to drive 100 kilometers to work. One day it was so snowy she couldn't see but 2 feet in front of her face when this car spun out ahead of her. She kept control while the car behind her went into the ditch. It was only because the car had Blizzaks that I let her drive alone.
Now Bridgestone introduces the newest Blizzak tire, the Ice Gripper, for ultimate ice driving performance. Blizzak by Bridgestone, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Canadian amateur sports is growing, and Husky Oil and their dealers are proud of their community involvement in university athletics, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and football, Women's Super League curling, AAA baseball, alpine skiing, Western junior hockey, and local golf promotions. At Husky, we're proud to support our Canadian teams.
Husky. Here in Canada, it's Husky.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make wireless phones with screens that are big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia. Connecting people.
Our first look at women's semifinal play. Cheryl Coleman from the Calgary Winter Club, 2-time Alberta champion, playing Ann Merklinger, the reigning Ontario champion. And she crashes in front and gives up a steal of 2 to Merklinger. Harcourt comes back with, Vic Peters gets 2 of his own and 3, and so he's back in front now. 3-2 over Harcourt as we go to the 4th. 3 straight blanks in the other men's semi, and the all-Saskatchewan semi between Schmerler and Anderson. Regina against Saskatoon is also firing blanks.
Dip. Dip. Deep. Dip. Right back, Green. Good throw.
Those are the kind of numbers you like to see from your lead. 100% for Don.
Yeah. Hard. Hurry. Hard.
Pretty well answers your question, what he brings to the team.
Good weight.
Brings 100%.
Sweep, and he shoots 100%. I'll take him. Well, the first few ends of this game were open, the first 2 rather, and so the numbers would perhaps be a little bit higher because of that. But last end there were some nice shots.
Clean. No. Clean. Clean it. Oh. Okay. Whoa. Yep. Stop, Brian.
Chris Neufeld. He and Vic have been childhood buddies, and they've through thick and thin, success and lack of, have always remained a tandem. Other players have come and gone, but Vic and Chris have remained a pair.
What? I know. Come on, right up. Hard.
Everybody's pretty anxious with the brushes. Have you noticed that? And it's been causing them
Back
a little
line.
bit of...
We want to go hack and roll open side. Hack. Hurry. 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 Hard. Whoa. Whoa, we're in here. Oh.
Hit and roll.
Pull off.
Guard just off the center line. There it is. Comes into view.
Vic has a number of takeout weights, doesn't he? He has bumper, he has a little off bumper, then he has board and a little off board or something. I'm not sure if there are that many different weights that I could throw at him, but they seem to do a good job with it.
He had 2 always, hit and draw.
Keeping our eye on the game between Rich Moffat and Russ Howard as they play the 4th, and it's Moffat who has had the hammer through 3 blank ends, trying to line up what looks to be a raised double to possibly get 2, maybe 3.
It's a double for sure, Vic. He's trying to, you can see him lining it up.
You're right, Kevin.
Our sheet, a nice roll.
Moffat's taking quite a bit of time. It's a tough double. You're jamming onto a rock that then has to spill across the top of another one of yours.
Yep. Hey! Fight off.
Hooray! Hurry!
Whoa!
Paul Madden, Chris Fulton, the front end.
Okay.
One yellow, steal of one. And R.Howard will get on the board first in that men's semi.
Oh, so we would have made it easy. Well, it didn't. You had control.
They've banged heads many times in Ontario, certainly in tankard play.
Room. Nice line. No line.
Line's good.
Way out there. Here it comes. Yep, all the way back. All the way back. All the way back. Back in. Hard. Hard. Back in.
It really does change the game, Ray, when you're mostly playing not only just around centerline guards, but in this case, trying to stay in the 4-foot band, because potentially you could come around that guard with the other turn, perhaps get more curl than we're seeing with this turn, but they're really not wanting to do that.
Just don't know the weight out there. That's
right to it.
What they were saying.
A lot of room.
Line's good. Clean.
Yep.
Going back to Vic's last draw, which, you know, you alluded to being a terrific draw, and it was a terrific draw, but one of his comments when he came down the ice was, you know, it was just a good guess. You know, it was a guess by all three of us, the brushers, and
don't bump it.
I said I had no idea going down what the draw weight was, because he had to go it a little bit.
And he did throw quite a bit more than what would be draw down the center of the ice to make it.
Well, he asked the front end when he was in the hack, you know, what do you think? And they said, well, throw it to the hack. And then David Smith said, or one of them said, Chris said, well, maybe between the hack and the house. Vic's comment was, nobody's that good. Or hack and backboard.
Room.
I don't react.
Line's good.
Oh, Brian.
Line's good. No bump. No bump.
Clean it.
Okay.
Clean it.
Clean.
No.
Hard on ours. Okay.
23.5 is what he's looking at. Or freeze to the face of that stone, sitting
Quicker here.
back of the 4-foot.
Almost normal down here. Not as quick as this afternoon. A little less, Dave.
Jam the red, eh? Nothing. Oh, that's fine, man. That's fine. Whoa. Whoa.
Where Vic Peters in his first skip stone here in 4.
Well, got a hook still.
Line's
yep, gotta be there. Gotta be there.
Just
good
wait.
line.
Don't bump it.
Well, Denny. Well.
Don't bump it.
Whoa.
No.
Well. Well.
Good.
Not bad, just a little too strong. Pretty good shot, though.
We may see a lot of these kind of draws, the one that Vic and the others have thrown here, because this is a very popular spot for them to try and make the come-arounds.
Same as Kevin. That's all we actually had. No, your draw didn't cut much in the second one. Yeah, Kevin told me. Line's good.
Hurry! Hard! Hurry! Get him high! Hard! Hurry! Hurry! Hard! Straight up!
One Dave.
I was a little surprised when Doug put the broom down because he cut the ice down a fair amount from what Vic Peters had. Maybe a little bit light as well.
It's a confused look right now by Doug Harcourt.
Well, he struggled with the draw weight, so you know, maybe it could be the stone too. You know,
can't get it out.
And this sheet is the sheet that they talked about. Vic Peters talked about the 2 outside sheets. This is closer to the stands.
I don't think it's going to hang.
It's a very warm building.
We haven't played nothing here, but yesterday, remember yesterday? I threw those guards to the center line from here. And this sheet.
Even anything short, he's got a triple, eh?
What was that? Oh, there's a malfunction in the machine. I'm almost sure of that.
I don't know. I'm just.
Of course, it couldn't have been me.
If you could get one here,
hit the table with my.
But this isn't so good.
Foot.
Well, that's not bad.
Well, he hits it straight back. Clips a piece of this yellow. He gets.
Guard in. I have no idea the weight here. That's the problem. That's my problem. Well, what kind of weight though? Like, am I throwing a 4 guard or a little heavier? Obviously, this spot, right? Like we haven't thrown a rock. Don, you threw an intern that was way short here. We're trying to go to the rings this end. I gave you here.
Yeah, it's half a second. I like putting it here.
Okay.
Okay, change your decision. You heard Vic say clearly, I just don't know the draw weight here.
Where do you put the broom and what weight?
So we are playing
a little less, I think, Dave. I gave you right here, Don. Yours didn't get anywhere near the center line. 3.5 to the rings.
Set that down. You want to make sure you're ready to solid.
Clean. Line tight. Hard line. Hard line. We get it in?
Okay.
Hey! Hard line! Hey! Whoa, whoa!
Got to be there.
Hurry!
Hard. Hard.
Real hard!
Real hard.
Come on, hurry!
Real hard. Hard.
Every inch! Hard, hard, hard,
Keep her going every inch.
Hurry!
Every inch.
Hurry!
Keep her going.
Hurry.
Keep her
Come
going.
on, close the hole.
Keep her going.
Hard.
Keep her going. Keep her
Hard,
going.
hard, hard,
Keep her
hard,
going.
hard, hard. Try.
That was nice sweeping, very nice sweeping. They had to get it to move a little bit, not just take it further for the distance.
You know, if you're kind of to analyze the curling team, there's no question that the skips and thirds are villains. You know, they're the villains. And you know, you're brushing your heart out, and they're screaming at you. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Especially the skips that follow the rock down because they're just inches away from your ear as they're saying hard.
There's excellent brushing by Chris and Don. It's a big point, Linda. It's a game like this is a huge point.
What we see?
Thinks there's a little hole there.
I'd take this if I was going to hit it on the nose. I'd take this if I was going to hit it on the nose. I don't think he's going to break a whole lot. Not on this side. Right in here should be all right. Hey, throw it normal. Barely big enough. But it is big enough. I think so. Normal? Yep.
Now there's a hole, so all you do now is try to block out the fact that there's guards out in front, put the broom down and throw it cleanly.
Oh! No. Straight down.
Never moved an inch, did it?
Boy, it wasn't much. If it was, it'll be a steal of 1 for Peters. Back of the button. Peters is up now 4-2 as we go to 5.
Good evening. Hope you're enjoying our live curling coverage here on TSN. Gino Reda back in the newsroom getting ready for Sports Desk coming up at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. At that point, we'll recap 6 games in the NHL tonight, including 4 Canadian teams in action. Leafs playing the Rangers. Leafs up 2-1. Adam Graves shot a stop. Todd Harvey converts, ties the game at 2, his second of the game. Minutes later, Mike Johnson steps out of the corner. Backhander from the bad angle beats Mike Richter. The Leafs take a 3-2 lead. The Leafs up 4-3 early in the third period. Loose puck. Manny Malhotra scores. The Mississauga native ties this one up at 4, and that is the score right now as they continue to play in the third period. Other Canadian teams in action tonight. The Montreal Canadiens lead the Islanders by a score of 3-1. The Senators at home to the Washington Capitals. That game is tied 5-5. At the Breeders' Cup, Canadian bred Awesome again won the $5.12 million Breeders' Cup Classic early this afternoon. Everything coming up on Sports Desk. Time for a break and more curling on TSN.
Elvis Stoico gives his all. No holds barred. Nothing held back. Just full out with everything he's got. Like McCain Frozen Punch goes full out with thirst-quenching flavors like grape, orange, and fruit punch. McCain Frozen Punch delivers the real fruit taste of real fruit juice every time for champions like Elvis. When you want it all, go for the real taste of McCain Frozen Punch.
McCain, full out taste every time.
TSN continues a long, strong soccer tradition. Turn to TSN Sundays for all the news from soccer leagues around the world. TSN World of Soccer, Sundays only on TSN. TSN's own unique brand of hockey magazine gets to the heart of the front page story. Gord Miller heads up the season. That's hockey, exclusively on TSN.
We'll be with you for the final of the Husky Oil Classic Sunday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:30 Pacific. The Husky Oil Finals. Playing for 40,000 men's first prize, 25,000 first prize women. Updating the game between Ann Merklinger and Cheryl Coleman. Merklinger stole 2 in the first. Final stone for Coleman here, and she literally pulls the string on it as she was playing to a stone at the back of the rings. They measured again, and it turned out to be another steal of 2. As we look back, you see the stone at the back of the 4. And then there were stones around the edge, so it turned out to be a steal of 2, and now a 4-0 Merklinger lead as they play 3.
And that does look like a big steal of 1 for Peters' last end. It's one of those where he got the nice 2 after a terrific draw on the third end. Big Peters drawing to the 4-foot, and then he gets the steal on that fairly nicely positioned guard. He left not a lot of choices for Doug Harcourt on last draw.
No. Okay, you got to throw more.
What do you want to do, Steve? That's the same. That's the way you throw it.
Just bumper. Hard. Real hard.
It appeared that Doug Harcourt wanted that guard just now, or rock, to be a guard, Ray, which is something we haven't seen as much. The second stone of the end being positioned out front, thinking that maybe some taps might be useful in this game. Maybe we'll see more of that as the game progresses. As it's difficult to get around these guards. You may want to revert to a bit of a promotion game.
In-turn draw through the hole. But out-turn, of course.
Thought I was going to catch you.
We're a little tight.
If you're throwing from the other side.
Tight. Flat. Yep, tight. Hard.
Brian Wempe. Now, how far will it go? Back of the tee line, back 8. Updating the women's semifinal, Sandra Schmerler and Sherry Anderson. Anderson with a steal of 1 in the second. Final stone for Schmerler in 3. Looking to hold the shooter. And she cannot. She'll settle for 1 in a 1-1 tie as they go to 4. Drive it straight back. Catch a corner. No.
Try, Denny. How about a freeze?
Tap it back, he says.
Hurry! Where's the weight? Hard! 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 Stay on it. Stay on it. Hard, 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 hard. Oh, oh. Good throw. It just moves. Yeah.
No, it's just bad ice. Just not enough.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Certainly wasn't blaming the thrower.
Yeah, a little less than half. Want to play down here? Got one in the corner in. I like that.
Yeah, it's in.
Draw right down through the hole. Face of the stone in the back of the forefoot.
Chris Neufeld.
Lots of weight. Lots of weight.
Where is it? No line.
Weight's not bad now.
No. No.
Whoa, no line.
No line. No.
No, it's good. Weight's good.
It's got to hook hard. No, it's got to hook real hard. Move that, Dave. Hard, hard, hard. Okay. Okay, Danny, good weight.
Weight was perfect.
Good shot.
Taking a look at the game between Moffat and Howard as they play 5. Howard stole 1 in the 4th. Final stone for Rich Moffat from the Rideau Curling Club. Trying to bang it straight back and can't. And so that stone 4-foot tee line is another steal of 1 for Howard, and he's up 2-0 through 5. Greg Harcourt.
Yep.
Hit and roll, trying to get in behind the
Close. Whoa, whoa.
2 red stones.
Whoa.
Red stone out in front.
Whoa. Hard, Brian. Hard, Brian. No, no, no.
Just wouldn't go.
That's good.
Does leave a double for Vic.
You see him lining it up.
A lot of weight. A lot of weight. Kind of weight.
Normal?
Yep. Just regular, eh? Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
These kind of shots David will never underthrow.
Whoa.
And anything he'll overthrow.
No.
Or make them perfect.
Hard, Denny. Hard, Denny. Good shot. Should have gone hard.
Yeah, Vic was trying to play the double the other way, letting it curl a little more, but if he'd swept it very hard, he might have actually gotten that yellow one at the back out as well. That's why he said sorry. And Dave and the other boys from the Peters team are probably pretty thankful the red rock that's in the house is buried.
Behind the guard, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He's going to try and run it back and roll to the corner to cover his own.
I doubt it. But we've still got one buried and we're last rock.
You're going to have to make it this way. I think you're going to put the red onto the yellow.
What he's trying to do is
I guess the worst scenario is
hit this and get that, and then try and roll the shooter right over into this area here, which would cover
We got to make it this
one.
way, Kevin. You've got to go this way. Well, otherwise he's going to come here.
Now the problem with that is they may be driving the red one on the house onto the one, the yellow one in the house. So they're concerned with the angle there.
Hey?
Well, to get the corner, it looks like they'd have to do that.
Even if you're straight back, it's not bad.
I'd like to throw more weight.
Okay.
Better throwing.
Sure.
Okay.
No, in a situation like that where somebody like Kevin Caldwell says, look, I feel like throwing it a bigger way. That's what do you do, to defer to him as the skip, or do you put the hammer down and say, no, you do it my way? And
well, they decided on the shot, and the shot is a run back, so there's probably no problem allowing him to play the up weight. There may be times that the skip would say, I don't think that'll work in this particular situation, but this time I think he's going to say, that's fine. You throw what you're comfortable with, and we'll try and make this. Lots of options here as to which way you can run it back and where you leave the shooter.
drove it straight back and leaves it still covered.
But it's your shot. It's your color now. It's yeah, he could do that again. And
exchange of stones will put your shot in the best position.
Okay, normal.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Low. Well, right off.
Wow.
Right off. Clean.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, right off. Right off. Jeez. Nice shot. Good job, Dave.
And it's really important which one is shot between those two biters. With this run back, if they can make it perfectly, the one yellow will be buried, and then the question would be, would they be sitting one or two?
I think two, Linder, otherwise he wouldn't be playing this.
Oh, wow. Oh. Whoa! How much?
Not now, though.
No.
Close. Hard! 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 Howard, hard! You want to keep the weight regular?
Normal, yeah. Yeah, it's heavy out here.
There's your comment about the ice once you get away from that slide path.
No.
A little more, Dave.
Back.
Could you play the other turn at it?
He could have run so straight that other turn.
Hard! Hurry! Hard! Hurry! Hard! Right up! Hard! 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 Hard!
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Take a shot.
To lie two. Boy, if he could have stopped that behind the guard.
Time this, Dave.
It does leave a chance for a come around if the come around is possible in this spot.
We talked earlier, as that's what Linda's saying, is that getting the rocks to break in here is very difficult. Now, it is a good chance to get behind this stone if you do get the movement. You have to wait for it. You see how much ice he's taking, not very much at all. Trying to get it to break in here. Even if you get it half behind in this area here, it makes it very difficult to remove because that is behind it.
Looks like a lot of ice. Where? Right behind. Right.
Doug Harcourt has tightened up the ice a bit for his first stone. He trails.
Wow. Line's nice. Line's really good. Wait only. Hard! Wow. Tighter. Hard! Hey! Hey!
In fairness to that, he's not getting the same action out of his stones as out of that one stone. I don't know what number that is, but interesting to keep an eye on it because that rock curled and nothing else is curling down there.
No, as a matter of fact, he cut down the ice a bit because he thought that it wouldn't curl very much, and right out of his hand it went.
I like going a little bit to the side. Then you can afford to come in a little bit.
That's the stone there. The sixth
Full
stone.
8 there is good.
Yeah.
Boy, he's had 2 or 3 stones do very different things, Linda, and that you start to lose confidence. You start
Full
to
8.
question yourself.
I like full 8 just wide open. This is keener here, though, right? Or what?
Well, it's not as quick as
That guard I threw pretty hard on this side. I still. That should get to the rings what I threw there, shouldn't it? That guard.
Sorry, Art.
Good track. Where do you think?
Top 12.
Well,
Make sure of this one.
good.
Wayne,
Yep.
hurry!
Good line.
Hurry!
Hard, 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 hard.
Hurry!
Real hard, guys. Hard, Donnie. 8 foot.
Whoa, whoa.
Well.
Right on the star here.
Yep. Yep, hard.
Hurry, 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 hurry. Hard.
Well, that one did curl
There's
though
some
as
movement,
well.
yeah.
So maybe it was just they had not played this exact spot before.
Thanks, Don.
That went big time.
To lie 3. Peters without the hammer here in this 5th end of play.
Apparently.
Right.
I guess I'm just not throwing it,
Well, there's an admission. I guess I'm just not throwing it because they're referring to Vic's stone that really curled there too. This game can play with the mind, you know, as you know.
Drawing against 3.
Yep.
Piece of the 4.
It's definitely sliding at this stage.
He's just fighting draw away completely.
Steal of 1. Steal of 2. Steal of 3. Too far. Too much for Doug Harcourt. An exasperated skip
Yeah, I was there.
from Quill Lake. Gives up the steal of 3 and will trail 7-2. It's all Peters through 5.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Moving fast, cruising slow. When you're on the road, there's just one place to go. Husky, like a real good friend. People you count on time and again. No matter where the road may wind, we'll be there waiting down the line, giving you that peace of mind. Husky, here in Canada, it's Husky.
Another Nokia discovery. If technology is difficult to learn or program, most people won't. It's why at Nokia we make wireless phones that are easy to use. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia. Connecting people.
My daughter is a ski instructor and has to drive 100 kilometers to work. One day it was so snowy she couldn't see but 2 feet in front of her face when this car spun out ahead of her. She kept control while the car behind her went into the ditch. It was only because the car had Blizzaks that I let her drive alone.
Now get Bridgestone Blizzak in 2 tread designs, Ice Gripper or Winter Biter. More options for total control this winter. Blizzak by Bridgestone, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
If you're single, the Chrysler Intrepid is a sleek and sexy car. If, on the other hand, you're married, it's a practical family car. Either way, it'll go 160,000 kilometers before its first tune-up. Which, if you're single, means it'll still be around when you finally meet someone special and suddenly need a practical family car. Or, if you're married, it'll still be around when your midlife crisis hits and you suddenly need a sleek and sexy car.
The 1998 Husky Oil Classic is brought to you by Husky Oil. Here in Canada, it's Husky. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance. Chrysler Canada, we're not just building cars and trucks, we're building Canada. And by Nokia.
With that game 7-2, Peters in front of Harcourt. We'll turn our attention to Moffat and Howard for the next little while, playing Skip Stones in the 6th. Howard leading 2-0 after steals of 1 in 4 and another in 5. And the roll to the 4-foot, the edge of the button to lie wide.
It's really the best Russ could do. Those rocks were in behind that guard. He had to be so careful, otherwise he gives away 3. Rich Moffat has a hit for 2 points here and a tie game.
After a fairly open start to this game, they've had some interesting ends, the last few ends. This one in particular has had some good shots.
Just going back to that last shot by Doug Harcourt, you know, that was a classic example of how it can happen to all of us. He throws the one, and then you heard him say, I guess I'm just not throwing them. Now you take a foot more ice because you have to draw, you know, you're drawing in that 4-foot area, and you're in the fast area, and you just convinced yourself that you haven't been throwing them, and so you step up the weight just a tiny bit, unconsciously almost, and zip.
Moffat makes the hit and stick for a pair in 6 to tie it up with Howard with 2-all. It's semifinal night, semifinal Saturday night here in Saskatoon at the Husky Oil Classic.
The 1998 Husky Oil Classic is brought to you in part by Air Miles Reward Program. Some of the best rewards are close to home. And Bridgestone Blizzak, now available in 2 tread patterns, Winter Biter and Ice Gripper. Blizzak, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Canadian amateur sports is growing, and Husky Oil and their dealers are proud of their community involvement in university athletics, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and football, Women's Super League curling, AAA baseball, alpine skiing, Western junior hockey, and local golf promotions. At Husky, we're proud to support our Canadian teams.
Husky, here in Canada, it's Husky.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make wireless phones with screens that are big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia. connecting people.
All week, your men gave you 100%. Make that 110. So tonight, you're taking them for a well-deserved night out. There's only one problem. You don't have the Dodge Ram Quad Cab. It's got 4 doors, a choice of 4 powerful engines, and plenty of room for up to 6 people.
I feel really close to you guys.
The numbers after 5 brought to you by Chrysler Canada. We're not just building cars and trucks, we're building Canada. Linda?
We talked about the difficulties with the ice as the game progresses and the day progresses with the heat in the building. The draws are difficult, and it's the Peters team that has handled that situation so well tonight. Harcourt and his team at 68% for draws, and that really is the story. Peters made a great draw to get 2 early in the game, and then you've seen great steals, 4 points stolen by the Peters team, and they have a great lead at this point.
High line!
And we'll update you on Vic Peters, who, despite the score, is taking it to Harcourt again in the 6th end of play. As we return to the other men's semi, Rich Moffat, Russ Howard, and for the first time in the game, Russ Howard does have the hammer.
Yeah, he stole a couple points, and then we just saw the deuce that he gave up. Actually, he made a couple good shots in that end. It looked like he might give up 3. So Russ now has last rock. He's got one buried behind the guard just off the center line.
Wow.
Paul Madden playing his second lead stone for Moffat.
Rich wanted that in the house, frozen to the stone in the 4-foot, and just threw it through a little
Over
light.
here. Yep. I think you either go in again or please. Okay.
That first one of Neil's buried so nicely. They're going to try and come top house behind the guard this time.
Neil gets a little different action than most people because he can get them going over and.
Well, that one did take off.
No bump. Whoa.
No feel. Right there. Pretty well nose.
Weight was okay. It just made the big move.
Now, having said that about him maybe getting a little bit of different action of his stones, that's something that, well, first Russ and now Glenn will have to learn too, and maybe ice him accordingly, will they?
Yeah, you get to know the releases, that's for sure. And
the Moffat second is Chris Fulton.
Mine's good.
but Russ and Eddie Wernick, who Neil played with for so long, played so many games over the years, they know exactly how each other throws.
Very nice.
Great shot, Chris.
That is a very nice shot.
Yeah, that was the one that Neil was trying to get in there.
You hear all the players say no bump. That means that they want to just sit in front of Stone so that they set up a good angle, and that has a very nice angle.
Across the top. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Two-time
Howard
All-Star
second.
lead.
I'm sorry, Peter Corner.
Went to skip and now is playing second position for this team. Are you a career lead, Vic? Is that your position, or are you playing a different position now?
No, I'm lead. I don't have a great. I don't have a lot. I can't throw the up weight. And when I try to do, my mechanics break down. And
somehow that doesn't surprise me. I don't mean the mechanics breaking down.
Well, it's not very neat to throw those big weight shots.
Oh, I like the little finesse thing, you know.
That's right.
The tidy shots.
Well, Russ didn't get the result he wanted out of
Yeah, hard on the shooter. Hard on the shooter.
Peter Corner's shot, so
Hard.
chance to remove the shot rock, raise your own red bat, and that's exactly what Rich did.
Two very nice shots by the Moffat second. Chris Fulton.
The only thing is, once you did that, you knew that there was no longer the protection, the backing behind your stone, and Peter Corner can see this one.
Whoa! Hey!
Wants to roll. Hit and roll indication by Rich.
Sure, it's over. Hard! Hard! Get it over! Hard! 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 Ready?
Howard Rahala.
Hurry! Hard! Hurry hard! Hurry hard! Forward. Forward. Hard. Hard. Lads.
Updating the game between Sandra Schmerler and Sherry Anderson as they play in the fourth of a 1-1 tie. Final stone for Anderson from the Nutana Curling Club right here in Saskatoon. The two-time Saskatchewan champion in '94 and '95. Quiet tap, sits edge 4 and just. Chan Betker has a look and says, yeah, it's 1 yellow, 2-1. Anderson ahead of Schmerler.
Wow. Wow.
It's tough for them to get in there. We can't find. After what I've seen so far.
Well, they're having the same trouble in this sheet that we saw on the other sheet. When you get out to the edges, the weight changes drastically.
But are you surprised he played that shot?
Yeah, I certainly am. I thought he'd go around the other one, around the center rocks.
Well, they played that other turn a lot and seemed to know the ice and weight.
You're going to be up? Yeah. Hard! Hard! Hooray! Hard! Hooray! Right up!
Get the stone, but can't hold the shooter.
Well, you can see why Rich Moffat's a little leery about going behind some of these things because he doesn't have last rock, but by playing out here again, he'll just give Russ a chance to go first. He's chosen to do that, though.
Howard. No.
I better keep it up. We could dry.
Doesn't matter where he goes with this, Russ is going to duck behind something.
Well.
Really hard, really hard. Hurry! Real hard!
Oh, dear.
Oh, boy.
Everything else is looking like crazy.
Gave himself a little extra ice from the hack.
What's that going to do, though? Yeah.
I think he can hit some rolls this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they talked about going the other way.
What do you think?
I'll tell you, and they're not sure what it's going to do this way. This would be a logical position in here. And he says, and then you heard Glenn say, if you don't get it buried there, then he could come down and hit it and roll into this area here. So I think what they've decided to do is go the other way. So that if there is a little bit showing and there's a hit and a roll, it's away from the forefoot.
Hurry! Hard, hurry! Hard! Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Out turn draw.
Whoa. Clean it. Whoa, 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 it's heavy. Whoa, no line. Gotta clean it. No line. Whoa, no line. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Boy, they threw it way out there, and it didn't start to move till the end.
Try and go low. It's tough. Very tough. Like, we could get a perfect roll here. It's not bad.
There is a red stone, a guard well out in front on the right side of the sheet they could try and roll behind.
Well, if we could just get a corner buried.
This is the one Linda's talking about out here.
Board.
Try and roll it over here.
I personally would be frightened of trying to cut it so fine that you would get it skinny by the red one on the left and get a tiny roll. I think that's what they were talking about, but it's a pretty tricky little piece of ice to do that.
Howard. Firm board. Long way to roll.
This will be the final stone for Rich Moffat. Howard has the hammer. He's had a good curling tour so far. He's qualified in all 3 events that he's entered. He's won more than $14,000 so far this season. Rich Moffat from Ottawa.
Well, in fairness to them, they had to jump on it because it looked like it was going to go sideways on them, and they held it up, got it by, and he made the hit, but it gives Russ Howard a chance to get his deuce back.
Sure went early.
It sure did. You're right, Rich. It sure did.
Yeah, you're. Yeah, okay. So we can hold it there. Yeah, solid board.
It's good brushing ice.
I can't see it coming up.
Everybody's a little
solid board.
Often at this point in the game feel so confident about where to put the broom, but they are still guessing a little bit.
Oh. I think he's got a straight rock here. Yeah. Can we hold it there, a solid board? Oh, yeah.
Hold it.
Well, hard, 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 hard,
He turned it on him. Looks like he may have. Now they got to try and sneak it by and avoid the jam. And thankfully for Howard, the shooter doesn't roll too far. Instead of getting 2, he gets 1. And he may feel lucky just to get that one. Did he turn it?
Really?
Really?
Sorry.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Moving fast, cruising slow. When you're on the road, there's just one place to go. Husky, like a real good friend. People you count on time and again. No matter where the road may wind, we'll be there waiting down the line, giving you that peace of mind. Husky, here in Canada, it's Husky.
My daughter is a ski instructor and has to drive 100 kilometers to work. One day it was so snowy she couldn't see but 2 feet in front of her face when this car spun out ahead of her. She kept control while the car behind her went into the ditch. It was only because the car had Blizzaks that I let her drive alone.
Now Bridgestone introduces the newest Blizzak tire, the Ice Gripper, for ultimate ice driving performance. Blizzak by Bridgestone, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
Hey guys, looking for the definitive automotive symbol of your undeniable virility? Have we got a machine for you? Everybody needs a minivan from Chrysler.
Updating the game between Peters and Doug Harcourt. We began our night with this game. It was Peters after a steal of 3, of course, to lead 7-2. This is the final stone for Doug Harcourt from Cool Lake, Saskatchewan in the 6th, trying to get himself back into it. What a great shot to find the hole and count 2. Terrific shot by Harcourt, the former Saskatchewan champion. 7-4, Peters with the hammer back. Now to the women's semi between Sandra Schmerler and Sherry Anderson. And the final stone for Sandra Schmerler in 5 to hit and stick. She gets 2. That biter on the edge of the 12, a counter. 3-2, she leads over Sherry Anderson. As we return to the game between Moffat and Howard, and there's some debate here whether, in fact, he turned it for 1 or didn't throw enough weight with his last one.
Well, he did talk about upboard weight. I don't think that was upboard weight, but I really think he maybe got it started too. Out of his hand, it went right away, and I think Glenn said to him, "You just got it going." But it didn't look like upboard weight. It looked like, you know, his normal board weight on that.
No, it was one of those bad combinations where if you know you're going to be a little inside, you shouldn't be a little light. Right, Ray?
That's the worst
You hate the narrow and light scenario.
Wow. Whoa.
Looking for a center line guard here, out in front of the rings.
Oh, I know. I think you're 6.5.
So there are 3 guards to choose from. Which one do you come behind?
Well, I think you certainly play around the center one. And, that's where, first of all, the ice, you know the best. It seems to be sliding all sheets like that.
Line's good.
Moffat lead, Paul Madden.
Close. Line's good. Hurry. Close. Hurry. Whoa. You're in. Get back. Hurry. Hooray! Come on, for weight. Come on!
Yep, yep. Great shot, Scott.
Lovely shot.
Right over, Donna.
Here comes one of those run-throughs again. Run right back. Peter corner.
Wait. Wall, wall, wall. Hard! 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 Hard!
Gotta move. Wait. No line. Oh. Take it by. Take it by.
Well, Rich is having a look. There is a hole in front between the red guard and the yellow guard, but it's staggered the wrong way to play the turn you would like to play.
Definitely a hole there.
Just sizing it up, and he was trying to decide how much ice it would take to come through it with the out turn.
Chris Fulton.
Hard! Hurry right up! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Down. Okay. You hear that, Rich? You hear the weight call? No. It's about it.
Board.
Here.
Heavy.
Peter corner.
Hard. Whoa! 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 Sit down. Sit. What?
Another chance to come around the center line guard. The one that's in the house belonging to Howard is a biter on the side of the 12-foot, so they're just going to ignore it.
Hard! 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 Right up!
I'll tell you, when they decide to go, they really go. That weight was fine.
How's that?
In a situation like this, Linda, as a skip, when the ice, you're not sure, are you guessing at what ice to give all the time now, or do you just, in your mind, try and remain consistent and hope that things will break your way?
Down the center of the ice, they're fairly sure of what the ice is going to be. Very nice shot here. Part of it, of course, is that the consistent release has to happen, too. You put the broom down, and every player has a slightly different release, and that makes it a little more difficult. And the final thing is, of course, if the weight is perfect, then it'll probably be all right. It's when it's a little bit less that they have to get on the brushing, and sometimes it's affecting the line.
Peeking in at the game between Ann Merklinger and Cheryl Coleman as they play the fifth. Merklinger up by 4, and look at this. She's drawing Coleman against 6. But what she has going for her is that the button is wide open, so she's got to put it on the lid. Look at this. Front end of Crystal Matthews, Barb Davies, and right on the pin. What a great shot, facing 6. It could have been lights out for Coleman. She's still in it.
This is running a bit on him.
That's good.
Okay.
Where? Yeah, block off the whole 8 foot.
This is interesting. You know, you'd think that you would just come right back to this position here, but if you do put a stone in that area there, and then he gets a chance to come in
the red raid
on top of it, maybe if you don't get it buried, he gets a little roll over here. But if you just come up short,
yeah,
you take this whole area away from him because of these rocks here, and these draws out here are very difficult. That's what they're talking about.
It's really hard to say because if he runs the red, we're not happy. I guess if you're tight. If you're tight,
I can stick it right in there too. The way it comes in.
yeah. Oh, Roxy's on next. Who's next? Vice, got another one?
Vice.
I don't mind short doesn't kill us. Tight short or tight short, he's going to run it in though.
Tight short, was that the final decision, Lou?
I think it was.
Tight short.
Yep. Still having a long look. There's one more guard out in front, a very long red one.
We'll run here for a while.
Now Glenn will have to make that adjustment for weight because we're moving now out into the 8 foot, almost to the edge of the 12 foot.
Hard line. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's heavy.
This will give us a chance to see what kind of times we're getting for these wider shots. Well, that one seemed to slide just fine.
Yep.
A little bit heavier out there, but not a lot compared to some of the shots we've seen. Rich is looking at the long run back, the only redstone that can be run directly back. The other redstone out in front is in front of a yellow rock.
The Moffat third, Howard Ryla.
Hard! Whoa! Whoa! Hard! Whoa! Hard! About that.
You look back to that last end in Russ Howard with a chance for 2. And was he light? Did he turn it? Combination of both.
I think it was a combination of both. This is the kind of shot you don't see Russ miss very often. An out turn right down the center of the sheet, a spot he really likes, but he jammed it. Left him with only the 1-point lead.
And it's 3-2, Howard leading Moffat as we play here in the 8th.
Oh, yeah. Might give him something.
Top of this way.
I don't like that. It gives him something.
The shot rock that is just biting the 8 foot is
call
open.
if he's not going to make that.
like this situation here.
I'm talking about maybe drawing in and tapping it or rolling off the rock that's shot.
They're talking about they're going to take a timeout for sure.
If he makes it, Russ, now we've got the tap that we sort of set Glenn's up for. Eh?
This is the one that Harry's talking about. We've always got this one here.
Really, Pete? The problem is, if he gets through the hole, we're not happy.
Yeah. Well, then we have to make the tap.
No, it's not easy. Then we have to make the tap. But like leaving this, like even if you miss the stuff, and what's he got to hit and roll off?
Yeah. I just kind of like the way the front was almost.
It's fresh.
Yeah, I like the way it looks too.
He has no choice. He's got to go for his disc.
Hit and roll.
What about a intern tap? And he's got to deal with it.
Good tap. I say either the guard or the tap. I don't mind the guard. Just hope he misses. If he misses, then he's in real trouble.
What are his odds? He's going out turn, right?
The smudge. He's not really. If he ticks the yellow, we've got an easy tap.
That's guarded. Intern guard.
They're going to play another guard. This is really a very different end than anything you see, and a lot of it's dictated by this area out here. They just can't play out in this area here because of the difference in weight and the fact that it's the slide path is
bigger from this end now.
Yeah.
It's fudging out there, and you just don't know what the weight is. And
yeah, how often do you see Russ Howard on Skip's rocks guard a rock that is just biting the 8-foot?
Yeah.
Basically a 12-foot stone.
Oh, change of mind.
That hole looks pretty big. What do you think, Peter? It's just a guy. It's just.
Call Glenn up so
You don't have to tap it far either. You can tap it to the top of the 12.
What do you like?
Something.
The hole just looks perfect. I'm happy. The hole looks pretty big from here, Glenn.
Okay, there's a change of it. He's going to go through the hole. The hole that he thinks looks big.
Or is he raising
playing the tap?
stone?
With that ice, you would think he was definitely playing the tap, I think.
All round. A lot of room.
Skip Stones. Russ Howard in his first.
Maybe not.
Wall line. Turn around. Wall line. Wall. 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 Wall.
They've opened it up now.
Another inch.
Just had to come a little bit more, he says. Just tapping it back.
Almost fudged up, man. He's got the triple.
Updating the game between Sherry Anderson, Sandra Schmerler, as they play in the 6th, and it is 3-2 Schmerler leading. But this is Sherry Anderson from the Nutana here in Saskatoon. How many times have you seen this? Not very often. An open draw for 5 against Sandra Schmerler, and no mistake. 7-3 now. Anderson leading as they go to 7.
Okay. Left him a bigger hole.
Yeah. They hit it on the wrong angle, and you heard Russ's comment. We left him a bigger hole now.
They also said the triples there. Is it possible?
Yeah, yeah, I guess it would be. But you're talking about coming over here, but you can't play out this area here. Coming the other way through the hole, you mean, Vic? I guess.
Maybe, yeah.
It's there for sure.
Line's good.
Close, close, close. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Yep. Hurry. Whoa, whoa. Run away.
All right, Glenn. 3. Come on, high. Hurry! Hurry! Right up. Oh, you got it. Yep, yep, yep.
Slid too far. 2 yellows still. 1-2.
The thing about that, Linda, if he'd had draw weight, he wouldn't have got through the hole.
Yeah.
No, no, that's
he wouldn't
right.
have got through the hole there.
Well, let's tap it then. Tap it with the end.
There's a hole here. This is one that Vic was talking about through here.
That's the one to tap.
To get at those two. So they're talking about now tapping this, coming down and tapping it. How you get there, I don't know. Remember now, there's a red rock out here.
Where's
in
the
this
shot
area
rock
here.
going if he tries to triple? Yeah, I think intern, heavy intern.
I guess it's got to be lower. That'd be the one if you can get through to that and put it to there.
As long as you rearrange these stones a
Yeah.
little bit, you take away
Like
the
that.
double. You can also promote one into the 8-foot.
He's still got the darn.
This is the triple that they're
might
trying
even be
to
better. It's just
take away from him, getting rid of that one and coming over and moving that one.
They want to get too far.
Is it triple there?
Let's try and hit that 3 rock right to the hand.
Okay. What kind of ice? Remember any here?
Looks like a lot. Looks like a lot to me. We're better to cross. We can come off that one. We can hit this one.
Is it a lot though? Remember any?
No, you went center line. He came to there. That's all.
Taking a lot of time to play these shots.
Those hits we played, man, you got them on. You're never going to hit the front yellow.
I think it'd be fudgy here too. Pardon me? Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely been the slowest end. The first 3 ends of this game, remember, were blanked.
That's good.
So they have banked a little bit of time, but this has been very slow. The intern tap through the hole. Rearranging things, moving one up.
We mentioned this afternoon the houses aren't very lively, so you can actually overthrow this a little bit, Linda. Make you get some. The rocks don't. Once you make contact, they don't jump like they do in some houses. Coming off the front one onto the other one. Pretty. That's a nice shot.
Couldn't get him to sweep it.
One that moves a little more, but I still think it's a good shot.
What are we, 2? He still gets to do.
I mean, whether he figures he's set himself up now,
he can't.
Any kind of angle coming through that hole, I don't know. But looks like all he's got is a draw through the hole down the center line hole.
Yeah. I don't know what Russ is. The other side of the sheet looks pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know what he's worried about either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be having to play through this hole.
Yeah, this is a tough shot.
I don't see a shot for 2. I thought that's what Russ was saying. I don't see a triple there.
Straw. You got to get close to the 4-foot.
I don't think he's got anything for 2 over here, Linda. I agree with you. I just think there's something over there, so through here.
Is it 1? It's 2 certainly. Is it a possible 3 he's lying now, the yellow?
I think so.
It is,
I think he's lying 3, yeah.
Sure. So drawing against 3, Rich Moffat with his final stone.
Lots. Room! 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 Lots away! Close, close. Yep. Line's good, line's good, line's good. Line's good. 4-foot.
Cut the hole.
That's a
Needs the 4-foot. That's
a great
just a
shot.
great shot. Wonderful shot. They bite the edge of the button. Rich Moffat facing 3. So he'll get his single here in 8. And we're all even. through 8. Moffat from Ottawa. Howard from Midland at 3 apiece. Looking for a spot in the final and a chance to win $40,000.
There. Yeah, Mark.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're enjoying our live curling coverage here on TSN. I'm Gino Retta back here in the newsroom, getting ready for Sports Desk. Coming up right after our curling. At that point, we'll recap all the action in the NHL. 4 Canadian teams in action tonight, including the Ottawa Senators facing the Capitals. 3-1 Caps in the second. Andreas Johansson carries in, waits, cuts to the middle, slides it home. Johansson 6th of the season, 3-2 Washington. Alexei Yashin sends it towards the net, off Peter Bondra's skate and goes in. Olaf Kolzig is done for the night, 5-3 for the Senators. But Washington battles back, tied at 5. Adam Oates spots Joey Juneau. Quick shot beats Damian Rhodes, 6-5 Caps at that point. The Capitals go on to defeat the Sens by a final score of 8-5. Other scores involving Canadian teams to tell you about. 3-2 Canadians over the Islanders, 6-6 Leafs and the Rangers. A final in Washington-Nashville just underway. Vancouver-Nashville, rather. That game is still scoreless. All the recap coming up on Sports Desk at 11 o'clock Eastern. We'll see you then.
Listen, kid, we're short one player for the game. Can you help us out?
I'm only 8 years old.
I'll whip you into shape.
Just takes practice.
202. Try again. Just hit the net, kid. Not bad.
Now champions in Canada have a cereal they can call their own. New Maple Frosted Wheaties with a great taste of maple.
That kid's the next Shanahan. Will be younger.
Hey, Shanahan.
Listen, kid, I don't think you're ready.
All week, your men gave you 100%. Make that 110. So tonight, you're taking them for a well-deserved night out. There's only one problem.
You don't have the Dodge Ram Quad Cab. It's got 4 doors, a choice of 4 powerful engines, and plenty of room for up to 6 people.
I feel really close to you guys.
TSN Sports Desk with Darren Detition and Rod Smith. Canada's #1 pick for sports news and information. Sports Desk with Detition and Smith. Weeknights on TSN.
Join us Tuesday night for one of hockey's greatest minds. Edmonton Oilers president and GM Glenn Sather will be here on Gallagher. 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on TSN.
The key shot of the 8th is brought to you by Husky. Here in Canada, it's Husky. You said you wouldn't have wanted to play this shot, or you wouldn't have liked to have thrown it.
I didn't want to have to throw it, but what a lovely shot it is. A bit of a guess, Ray, for the weight here.
This is a marvelous shot. This is the ball game right here. Obviously, you know, he doesn't get through here, and they leave it. It was out, stayed out for a long time. They leave it, and they get on it to get it by the front one, and there's the 4-foot, and that's a huge shot.
To even it up, 3-3 through 8, and now Russ Howard will have the hammer play 9.
Gotta go.
It was a sort of a strange end, that last one. There wasn't a lot of shots that were made exactly the way they wanted, and we saw Howard playing so many of the front rocks, even though his rocks were only in the 12-foot.
Russ had a real fixation about the other side of the sheet, about the way that those rocks were lined up. Even the first time, he was really concerned about it.
Turn around. All right.
Starting to come.
Yep.
Still room.
Wall.
Still room.
Wall. Wall.
Where? Which is that the...
Hurry! Hurry! Real hard! Hard! Whoa!
If you're wondering what those hand signals were, that's Harry obviously has a rock, one rock that curls more than the other, and Russ was just trying to make sure he knew which one that was. Was it the curling one, or was it the straighter one?
Line's good. Wait, guys, you got room. Line's great. Come on. Hurry! Hard! Yep, keep her going. Aggie.
Wow.
Great shot. Great brushing, guys.
Great brushing is right. The yellow one can be promoted onto shot rock. It's got a fairly good angle.
Board weight is the call. Yellow onto red.
All of it? No, not quite. Well,
Neil Harrison.
Wait. Hey! 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 Hey!
Now it's up to corner. And Glenn Howard to try and get it by.
Well. Yep.
They worked out well.
Well, that roll in is a very nice break for them, something that they did see as soon as the rock overpulled.
Well, it came across the face just a little too much, and they got the jam. Impressive. All the way down the line. And considering the questions they have about the ice, maybe even more so.
Yeah, we know that Russ did not quite make perfectly the one shot that we saw, the one takeout where he had a hit for two. Otherwise, he must be pretty perfect.
Whoa! Oh, right off. Right off. Yep.
That's great shot making.
To line 3 with the hammer playing 9 in a 3-3 tie.
And get the double, a little bit of a roll. Not good numbers for Rich. We haven't seen didn't see the early ends, but he made one great shot, I'll tell you that much. Otherwise, this game is over.
Yep. Hard! Hard! Hard!
I don't know if they're not giving enough ice there or if the players are that much inside. It is curling, and obviously you can't get anything started there.
Well, it's easy to sit up here and it's throwing them down there when you lose. You're not sure, you're guessing a bit, and you lose a little confidence. And
Don't like that. Try that.
Not really.
You can see Russ's concern. Now you have to think about what can the opponent do to get out of this end. How can we get into trouble here? And that one guard could get them into trouble.
Where you want to go there? Yeah.
So what you want to do is tempt the team, the opponent, into playing a shot away from the area. In this case, the guard, and that's why they're drawing to the other side.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Way out there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey! Whoa, 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 off, off. 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 What, you're right here.
How updating the game between Peters and Harcourt as they play 9. Peters with the hammer, trying the run back, and he'll jam it, and it'll hang around. Steal of 1 for Harcourt. Peters leads 8-6, has the hammer, coming home at 10.
Doubles there, a little roll.
Howard Ryla, the Moffat third.
Yep. Whoa! Whoa! Hard! Hard! Throw at it! All right. Yep. Good try. Good try.
So very close.
Coming up at 11 Eastern Time, TSN Sports Desk. All the scores, highlights, big day in horse racing, of course, with the breeders. CFL tomorrow. Lynn will be watching for NFL.
Firm board.
Hey! Hey!
Glenn Howard.
Whoa, whoa.
Clean it.
Yep.
Roll it over and cover it.
We're good.
You can make 2 here with the roll, Howard. Double the rolls.
Is that right? Is one of the guys saying you can make the double and a roll?
Go this way.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Whoa! Yep. Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Roll. Watch the roll. Great shot.
Makes the double. There's the roll.
Absolutely perfect.
Nice shot, Howard.
Good rock.
Beauty, Howard.
That is a great shot. As telestrated.
Now it rolled farther than it. I mean, it's
Pretty
not
close to where it
covered, but
goes, eh?
it's outside. How difficult is it even to get that stone now?
I think anything out there is very difficult. Anything out there is difficult. For sure it's heavier out there, so you got to keep your weight up.
Whoa!
Nice throw by Glenn.
Tight. Tight.
So once again, Howard lying 2. All 4 semifinalists are guaranteed at least $10,000 for making it this far, but if you can get through to the final, you have a chance to play for $40,000. First prize in men's play here at the Husky Oil Classic.
A little bit of an inside flip would be very nice right here for Rich Moffat.
Keep your weight up in this shot a little bit.
Yep. Hard. Hurry! Hurry! Hurry hard! Bring it! Bring it! Bring it! Real hard! Hurry!
Just normal.
First stone, skip stone for Russ Howard. He does have the hammer.
Clean it! Clean it!
Well, that one was a very nice throw, remembering that in the 7th, Russ had a little problem with the rock over curling. No problem there.
Just goes there, eh?
All right off. Yeah. All right off.
Once again, you need the nice roll to hit on this one here. Just clear that for a second. Hit this one here and try and get the roll into this area here.
The other shot we got talked to Howard, hit and roll on top or the double. The double's there. It's kind of thin.
Talking about the double on the other side, but they're playing the hit and roll.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Either way, you gotta make, I don't know, 4 flows. That's a breakthrough.
Yeah, we got a double option on the other. Well, you like this? We'll play this. Control.
Go down.
Yep. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
No, I mean, don't see yet.
Can't hold a shooter.
Yeah.
Open draw for 2 for Howard here in 9.
And Russ is going outside that 4 foot, which surprises me a little, but he seems fairly confident with his side of the sheet.
Not far out of it, though.
No.
Gotta move. Line's got. Leave it move. Go here.
Yeah, all right.
No.
Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Just clean. A lot of weight. Clean. Clean it. Clean it.
And he puts it at the back of the button for his 2. Russ Howard, 2 here in 9.
What do we do now?
And yes, what to do now? He's up by 2. Rich Moffat has the hammer coming home in 10.
Yeah.
Another Nokia discovery. If technology is difficult to learn or program, most people won't. It's why at Nokia we make wireless phones that are easy to use. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia. Connecting people.
There's more to crispy flavor in our bite-sized taters.
It's time you tried McCain Tasty Taters. Baked so they're crispy and golden brown on the outside to capture all that tender potato flavor inside.
Crispy bite-sized taters that lock in all the flavor.
Mealtime, snack time, anytime. McCain Tasty Taters now come in 5 crispy bite-sized flavors.
Try your favorite flavor in our bite-sized taters.
McCain Tasty Taters. Crispy flavor in a bite-sized tater.
Thank you, baseball fans. Together we celebrated a new record and gave honor to the old one.
For realizing that 3,000 can be a magic number for pitchers, too.
Thank you for being with me 2,632 times.
For cheering what I've done and believing in what I will do.
For giving me the courage to stand up to a monster.
Thank you, fans.
Thank you, fans, for being part of the greatest season ever.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
The Dodge Durango features a third bench and the most spacious interior in its class. And the same passenger and cargo carrying capability of larger sport utility vehicles, but in a smaller, more manageable size. Because aren't sport utility vehicles supposed to take you anywhere?
This is what's ahead on TSN. Lots of curling before Christmas. All in the month of December. We'll be at the Centrium in Red Deer for the Skyreach Classic. $140,000 available there. Then the McCain TSN Skins game, $100,000 for 4 teams. 10th anniversary. And then the JVC TSN Women's Skins game from Thunder Bay. All before Christmas. All curling on TSN. Well, this was the game we began with as our semifinal coverage. Peters against Harcourt, and we left it after Peters had stolen 3 and 5 to go up by a score of 7-2, and now it's 8-6. Yeah. Peters leading as they play 10, but Doug Harcourt from Quill Lake, Saskatchewan, is in position to possibly steal 2.
He is, and you can see the 2 Yellowstones at the back, and we saw Vic Peters jam on his last one in the 9th and gave up in another single, and with this end there's been a couple of run-backs and jams, and now Harcourt is line 2, throwing his last rock. I think he's coming right into the face of the Stoneland. I think he's decided to come right down to it and try and tuck it at a corner around that red one, as opposed to playing the long guard.
It's light.
Knowing that Peters will run his own guard back.
Perfect line.
The red rock back.
Oh. Stay on it.
Brian Wempe is closest to the stone. It's Greg Harcourt out in front. Thought it was light out of his hand.
We're there. Whoa.
That's not light.
It's got to get by. Like that. Whoa.
I don't know why they weren't brushing it. I mean, especially with such a dead house. You could come right to it. He would have been behind it by a quarter. This allows...
Pretty straight here. It comes when it gets on the line, though.
A little less than.
Vic hits his right on the nose. And it's over.
By. All we have to do is get by. Wall line. Right on. Get by.
Well, nobody's having it. I was the whole time.
Right here?
Yep.
Is the nose hit okay, Dave?
Yeah, nose hit's fine.
Yep.
Whoa!
Make a double.
Yep. Wow.
Whoa!
Kill 2.
Whoa! Clean!
That's all you want to do for the game and a chance to play for 40,000. And that's what it is. Vic Peters has advanced to the final with a win over Doug Harcourt.
That's a good battle.
But they made it interesting.
Thanks a lot.
Up 7-2 after 5. And Peters has to sweat it out with a 9-6 win.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, Doug was absolutely right. He didn't understand why they weren't trying to get it by. They gave up sweeping about 6 or 7 feet in front of their house, and the guys are just discussing it now. I mean, according to...
I didn't want to have to draw through.
There's just a lack of communication, that's all.
What's our shot?
10th end of this second men's semifinal, and a big 2 points picked up by Russ Howard in 9. He leads 5-3, and it's Rich Moffat from Ottawa that has the hammer.
And Rich needs to score the 2, and he just got a nice little chap and lie type shot. A redstone is now shot rock directly behind one of the Howard stones that's out in front, and that's the one Peters trying to run back.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Boy. Good shot, Petey.
I'll say it's a good shot.
Peter corner.
Well, not only does he make contact, he gets the little roll over in front, touches the other one back, so he's got 2 stones in a pretty nice position.
Hard. Hurry! Come on!
Just straight peel. How's that?
Straight peel.
Whoa! Ah! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey! Hurry! All right, right over. Come on, Glenn. Yep. Make sure of it. Make sure. Yeah, pick.
Or anything in front.
Chris, bump.
Just touch them back, move them around a little bit, keep them behind the tee line.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. No.
They want to try and leave the red one in front of one of the yellows.
Might as well. Thought that would start to move, but
Updating the game between Sandra Schmerler and Sherry Anderson. One of the women's semis on the ice here at Sask Place. Schmerler trying to battle behind, or from behind, after giving up 5 in the 6th. Her final stone will crash in front, and you can count 2 yellows. It's a steal of 2 more. And that's it. It's handshakes. It's over 9-3. Sherry Anderson is on to the final. She'll play for $25,000.
That last red stone put in by the Moffat team did roll over a little bit, and R.Howard makes the nice hit.
Pick him out of there.
line's good.
Well, we'll give it another try.
Yep. Clean. Yep. Clean. Hurry. Hurry.
You just can get the right angle of this red in front of the yellows. It's going to be very tough to remove.
Good.
One jam is all you need, Linda, and you get a tie game.
No. How's that?
A little more, Brother Glenn says.
The Howard team would like to leave one of their stones in front of the tee line and get Moffat away from these freeze attempts. If the freeze is made, it would be high in the house.
Whoa!
Yeah, you want to hit that on the nose, get the double, and get those rocks out of there, as you suggested. And now there's a rock just slightly behind the tee line. Allows Rich Moffat to freeze down to the face of it, or just touch it back slightly.
Like that? Or that?
Come down and just touch that back, or sit it in front of it. They talked just briefly about going the other way and behind this one here.
It's okay. Line's good. Close. Close. Clean it. Hurry. Yeah, bump it a couple of feet. Come on.
Try, guys.
Jeez. Dead on?
Dead on just makes it.
It's tough the other way, though.
You can go up there high side.
What do you mean?
Dead on goes, okay? If you hit it there, it's perfect. But there, might not go.
Oh, there. Yeah, obviously, yeah. How about clean? Is that easier?
Which way to remove the red one? You can hit it off the yellow, bouncing it out, or you can try and pick it clean.
That would be dead on. I think dead on.
You can see what he's afraid of course, is hitting it, you know, too thick and then rolling over in front of the other one at the back.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want to hit any lower, though.
All right. What are you thinking here?
They are taking a look at the time clock.
Yeah.
I think a little
Firm.
concerned about the time remaining.
I think nose. I'll be up.
I think nose is real close.
Right in the nose, catch the corner of the front yellow, the one at the back of the 4-foot, spin across the face of the one that's in the back of the 8-foot or in the 12-foot, half in 8 and 12.
Whoa! Right off! Whoa! Right off! Whoa! Whoa!
Clean.
Cross Howard in his first. Oh, and he got away with it.
Well, he left it in the house, though.
Yeah, it's in the rings, but he is line 1-2.
Gotta bend a bit.
Time.
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 So Vic Peters is advanced. He'll be in the final. Who will he play? The winner of this game between Howard and Moffat, and they'll play for the $40,000 first prize check in men's play. While in women's play, Sherry Anderson is advanced, and she'll play either Ann Merklinger or Cheryl Coleman, and the winner there will take home $25,000, the Husky Oil Curling Classic.
Go there, you won't be shot.
No. You got to be either here or
The other shot is
trails
here.
by 2.
I think we got to play something.
I think you got to play around this. If you're real heavy and you just chip to here, is that bad?
It's not bad.
It's not awful.
If you get 2-3 out of it, try to slam it. Probably can.
But I guess that is perfect, eh? Although he...
Right in here is where they want to put it.
We got to be shot, eh? We got to be shot.
Right there.
Yeah, good point. Okay, that's the play then. Do we want to be shot?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, what about
You don't want to freeze that one and he knows and he's still sitting his 2.
I think you want to be shot. That's for sure.
Why not freeze to the back one then, if you're going to freeze anything behind the tee line?
Well, if you freeze to the front one, Vic, on the angle, then they got the whole rings. You know, they have to squeeze it by the whole, you know, push out the whole rings, and they jam it.
I like this one.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
do
There.
too.
I do too. That's my choice.
The back one can get into a bit of trouble, too. The front one's got lots of angle possibilities.
We're
Just in, as we talked about it, right in that area there. And if you get it on properly, it's very tough to get out because you have to move it all the way across here.
half freeze. It's probably a hair heavier out here, eh?
Yeah.
Line's good.
Wait only. T-line.
Line's good.
Room. T-line. Close. Close. Whoa!
Oh, it just...
Oh, no.
Hurry!
For a moment, they gave up on it. They caught something, apparently, or fudged or something.
And then lost it again.
And then... Then they just got it there.
They thought it was going to come to a dead stop, and then whatever it caught, it lost. Watch this here now. They're just watching it slowly. They're not brushing it at all, so obviously it has enough weight. And then right about here, it catches something. Look at it. You can see it start to spin. And then they kind of give up on it. Now watch, it starts to go again because it loses whatever it had underneath the running surface. Because he had lots of weight. He was definitely down to it.
Yeah, you can actually see the handle, I think, right there. You can see it take a little spin. Look at the scrape even behind it. You can see that it's picked it up. And you're right, Ray, it seems to drop it again and get a little bit momentum back from having nothing underneath it anymore. And they do get it somewhere in the house.
Yeah, take time out. Time out. Oh, okay.
We already did.
Yes.
Where are we drawing, though?
How much?
Over here, you mean?
Yeah. You gotta make that number.
Okay, so if mine smudges, can he get 3?
Put it here.
Can he get 3 if we come up light?
Whatever you do, yeah, you can make 3 if we come up light on it. You can make it with the...
There's a double right now on the 2 yellows, the Howard Stones, and you have to somehow prevent the opponent from playing.
Play the angle hit there, and he's got a tough raise.
This?
Yeah. Pretty straight there, eh?
Okay.
Is that tight?
Well, you can afford to cross it.
What turn?
Out.
Both teams fairly tight for time, so they can't take a long time to size up the situation.
Final stone for Russ Howard in 10. He's up by 2.
Running his own back on the back red one. Oh my.
Time.
Moffat doesn't have a lot of time left either, but there is a double.
Double for the win.
Goodness.
I guess it's safer this way.
They could have maybe drawn over in this area someplace over here. They decided to play the run back on their own, as you saw, and they missed it. And now if Moffat can make this here, and just catch this one here going by, he'll score 3 in the win.
Oh.
Just control.
Trying to play their own back onto the red one.
You don't normally see Russ Howard have a clean miss, and that's what that one was. It needed to curl more.
Just control.
Hindsight's a great thing, you know.
If you lose the shooter,
Ray, we were just talking about the possibility of drawing, and I agree with you. And maybe, do you think the time factor, when you're trying to rush a little bit, you just think, oh, this one should work, and kind of rush down and play it?
Well, he's been handed a great opportunity here, hasn't he?
Certainly has.
Hurry.
Yep. Hard.
Paul Madden, Chris Fulton.
Oh. Yep. Hurry.
Need the double. Make the double. Score the 3. Win the game. Make the double. Score the 3. Win the game. Hold the shooter, though.
Just lost the shooter.
Couldn't hold the shooter. He'll get 2. And they'll play on.
He swept it all the way, too.
Good try, guys. Good try, guys.
Great try.
They're tied. To an extra will go. And Howard plays again.
Psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, dandruff. Symptom, persistent, itchy, flaky scalp. Solution, Neutrogena T-Gel. It works. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Canadian amateur sports is growing, and Husky Oil and their dealers are proud of their community involvement in university athletics, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and football, Women's Super League curling, AAA baseball, alpine skiing, Western junior hockey, and local golf promotions. At Husky, we're proud to support our Canadian teams.
Husky, here in Canada, it's Husky.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make wireless phones with screens that are big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia. Connecting people.
My daughter is a ski instructor and has to drive 100 kilometers to work. One day it was so snowy she couldn't see but 2 feet in front of her face when this car spun out ahead of her. She kept control while the car behind her went into the ditch. It was only because the car had Blizzaks that I let her drive alone.
Now get Bridgestone Blizzak in 2 tread designs, Ice Gripper or Winter Biter. More options for total control this winter. Blizzak by Bridgestone, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
We both have colds. Why is he up and at him and I'm so tired and cranky and headachy I can't even get started? Why? Because last night when he said,
let's take NyQuil so we can feel better in the morning.
I said, why? What's the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you could rest medicine got to do with morning, silly? He took it. I took these. He got rest. I didn't. Why?
Vicks NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, stuffy head fever so you can feel better the next morning medicine.
This key shot is brought to you by Husky. Here in Canada, it's Husky, and this miss could be a $40,000 miss.
Well, it's a great attempt by Rich Moffat. They brushed it hard all the way down, and then they stopped a little bit. Then they jump on it again, and all of a sudden, they realize it's not going to come enough, and Glenn's in position to brush the shooter, and he only gets the 2.
To tie it, force an extra end. 5-5, Moffat and Howard.
And what's frustrating for Rich is he had the chances set up in the 10th, but they weren't easy ones. And then R.Howard missing the shot that he missed, that last attempt of his to run back a rock. And you're thinking, what a golden opportunity to take the win right here. The rock just doesn't curl quite enough.
Try this one.
Halfway down, obviously, they thought it looked really, really good because they were on it hard.
Front stone up, and now time for Neil Harrison and the tick.
Yep.
You can hit this front rock, but you cannot take the red stone out of play. So you're just trying to get it off the center line. Doesn't matter if it goes in the rings or not.
Moffat team's trying to get it over so that it touches the side, which means it would come back. It does not. Very nice shot.
Just wanted to roll the shooter a little further, hit it a little thinner.
Right in the 4-foot, eh?
Okay.
You have to make a decision with these whether to try to put more guards out in front or to come in, and I think nowadays with the ability to peel, many teams do elect to come right in, Ray.
I come in for sure.
Tons of room.
So often you put the other one out in front, they make the double kill on you, and the game is over.
Line's great, hurry. Yeah. Yep. Whoa. Good boy.
Lisa Bose, Gino Retta are standing by. TSN Sports Desk comes up immediately following our coverage from here in Saskatoon.
That last come around was absolutely perfect. And now you need 6 perfect guards. Well, the one set of numbers that are lower, those of skip Rich Moffat, he had some very nice shots. Let's remember, of course, that he made a beautiful draw in the 8th end against 3, but there have been some rollouts which would have cost him on the scoring sheet.
And he had a chance to make the double and win, so. Front stone.
Line's great. Gotta go. Hard. All the way, come on. Come on, Chris.
It's good stone.
Like that? Yeah, for the out turn.
Cross it.
Yeah. For the out turn.
Well, it's interesting looking at the numbers for the Howard team, solid numbers throughout. You look at Russ's numbers, I'm thinking, what would they have given to him on that last rock in the last end? It was a miss. Yeah.
Maybe nothing.
Same thing, dead on it. A lot of room. At the end. Yeah, hurry. Keep that handle on it.
I've noticed a couple of times that Rich has pointed down the ice to his second and said, make sure you have enough rotation. They are fairly slow handles, and on this ice surface, you do have to be careful.
Anytime you get a soft surface like this, if you're throwing flat or dead handles, you can, really taking a chance. Positive turns.
Hard! 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 Real hard! Hard! Hard!
It's over between Merklinger and Coleman, and Ann Merklinger wins at 9-6 over Cheryl Coleman from Calgary. So the Ottawa skip is through to the women's final, and she'll meet Sherry Anderson from the Natana Club right here in Saskatoon. The winner to take home $25,000. It's Merklinger Anderson. That's the women's final coming up Sunday here at the Husky Oil Curling Classic. Just one sheet remains in play on this semifinal Saturday night at Sask Place, and it's an extra end, Moffat and Howard.
Or even? Even. You want to go even? Even. How about long? Okay. Even or tighter.
Well, that last run back attempt by Peter Corner was very close to getting that rock off the forefoot.
But left another rock out in front, Linda. Take away a lot of the rings all of a sudden.
The Moffat third, Howard Ryla.
Line's pretty good. A lot of room. Go if you have to. Hard for line. Hard! Okay, well.
If I know them, they're already in their seats, practicing. Bose and Retta. Sports desk is coming right up.
You don't want to go board?
Now this is where it gets interesting, Ray, because we've talked about the ice being a little tricky. They're now, the Howard team, going after the one in the house. And normally you wouldn't see this quite so early, but I think this is a pretty good play.
Well, I for sure, Linda, the reason being obviously is that it's so difficult to get a rock in there, especially when you have to go a little wider. So they're just going to say to the Rich Moffat team, okay, we'll get this out of there, and then you try and get one in better than that one. So problem with this all of a sudden now is the ice, is the reading and calling of the ice. It's out turn, come around.
Gotta go a little wider.
Yeah.
Now it's important to make sure that the player in the hack knows what you're doing, because it is a weight situation where they have to be thinking how much weight to add in this spot.
Line's good. Hard. Come on. Yeah, keep going. Yep.
Little bounce. Go a little further, it's heavier.
I was trying to signal they're going wider.
How much?
Half.
Looking at the double peel.
Half the rock.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hard! Hard! Whoa! 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 Right off! Whoa!
Terrific shot. Terrific shot.
Glenn Howard bailing them out in this extra end. Howard has the hammer in a 5-5 tie.
It's an excellent shot. He catches almost half of it, gets the action. There goes the shooter. There goes the two red ones.
She'll probably draw. Give us a chance.
What do you think he's going to draw us with the guard?
Come in or throw the guard. That's the discussion they're having.
I think I go in, Linda. I'm going to go behind that.
One of the things you have to think about as a skip is that uncertainty in your mind about the weight, and that's why often in this position you will go in with the first of your two rocks.
You want to go in now? Either way. Well,
the options are to throw another rock out in front or to go in, and he's chosen to go into the forefoot.
Free throw center. Let's go in. Get a chunk of the forefoot if you can.
Let's go in.
We get a lot of bearings here.
The draw to the forefoot for all these top skips normally is pretty easy to do, but not under these conditions. It's a little bit inconsistent.
Yep.
It's warm in here.
Line's
it's
good.
flattened right out.
Rope.
Yep. Room. Line's good. For weight. Real good. Whoa. 4 foot. Room. At the end. Gotta go. Yep. Go. Yep.
Just behind the tee line, full 4. Back with you Sunday afternoon at 4:30 Eastern Time for the men's and women's final. We know the women's final features Ann Merklinger from Ottawa against Sherry Anderson from Saskatoon. Vic Peters from Winnipeg will be in the men's final, but who will he play? That's what we're trying to figure out right here in this extra end of a 5-5 tie.
I think you're just bored.
Yeah, that covers. Then he took his 3 months to spot.
He's a little heavy though, isn't he? Whoa. Off. Right off. Right off. Whoa.
Pete, red one, Pete.
Catch enough? Whoa.
He just sat right there.
There it is. You didn't fight, James. Well, that's an idea. Let's go there.
Just stayed right there. Didn't make the move they thought it would. Catches just the corner. Pushes it into the 8 foot.
This is a time for another decision where to put it. You're going to put it high in the house. Make sure they can't draw to it. It looks to me like, yeah, he's playing it more to center line, Ray. So that was the decision he had to make. Center line to block the draw or try and get it into a better spot.
Yeah, that's good. Good call.
Just nibbling forward. Perfect.
Just nibbling the 4 on the center line.
The other option is around the area.
Yeah, there's the 2 choices that Ray showed you, the one, and this is the other. Now, the tough part with positioning these rocks, the one Rich has chosen to do, is that rock that you can't be in the wrong spot. If you're a little bit too deep, then they can come and nose hit it for the win. So it's a tough one. They're really handing it to the sweepers now to make sure it's in the right spot.
Might be a hair lighter. Take a look, though. Line's good. Here, guys. Hurt. Yep. Take a look. Whoa. Just here.
Center line.
Whoa,
just biting top 4 is what they asked for.
Ready? Yep. Hard.
Center line, just bite the top 4, and it just dug in on them.
But it's not all bad, I'll tell you.
Wow, no, you can't guard against the fudge. It's a good spot, though. Yeah.
This is no easy draw, I'll tell you. This is a
pretty wide, I think, only.
very tough draw.
What's he gonna do, though? Is he gonna smudge?
Well, you're not going to go wide with this to draw to the tee line, 4 foot, so he's playing through the hole.
Is that there?
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to go around wide with the out turn, I think.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
This weather.
I got 7.5.
It's going through the hole, as Linda suggests. They look briefly at coming this way, and this draw is out of the question.
More?
So he's coming through the hole.
Through the hole, yeah.
To catch the 4 foot.
Yeah.
For a chance to play in the final and win $40,000.
Whoa, it's heavy. Whoa, hard!
Line's good.
Whoa, hard! Hard!
Yes.
Got to get it there, put it 4 foot, and he'll play for $40,000.
Great judgment of that stone, I'll tell you that much. Good judgment all the way.
Thanks.
Good steal.
R.Howard wins it in an extra. 6-5 over Rich Moffat, and so he'll meet Vic Peters in the final of the Husky Oil Classic. The front end of Harrison corner. The brushing to the 4-foot for the win, and they're on to the final.
The 1998 Husky Oil Classic is brought to you by Husky Oil. Here in Canada, it's Husky. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance. Chrysler Canada, we're not just building cars and trucks, we're building Canada. And by Nokia.
Every day, the Canadian national rowing team strives for performance excellence. At Dynamic Mutual Funds, our team of dedicated money managers share information about the best value investment opportunities at home and around the world. For over 40 years, powered by partnership, driven by performance. Dynamic Mutual Funds, your partner for dynamic performance.
Moving fast, cruising slow. When you're on the road, there's just one place to go. Husky, like a real good friend. People you count on time and again. No matter where the road may wind, we'll be there waiting down the line, giving you that peace of mind. Husky, here in Canada, it's Husky.
Another Nokia discovery. If technology is difficult to learn or program, most people won't. It's why at Nokia we make wireless phones that are easy to use. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia. Connecting people.
The 1998 Husky Oil Classic is brought to you in part by Air Miles Reward Program. Some of the best rewards are close to home. And Bridgestone Blizzak, now available in 2 tread patterns, Winter Biter and Ice Gripper. Blizzak, the winter tire that sticks to ice.
So we're all set now for the respective finals coming up. Sports Desk, Lisa Bowes, Gino Retta. Immediately following, join us again Sunday afternoon for the finals, both men's and women's, from here, the Husky Oil Classic.